Today, we proceeded towards the famous Black Forest region of Germany. Our first destination was the cuckoo clock at a place called Breitenau. The journey was equally amazing as the destination.
तो आज लंच में आपको होगा रगड़ा छोला और बर्गर, फ्राइज, चाट। तो चाट भी आप खुद बनाओगे, सब होगा, दही, चटनी एंड वो सामान रहेगा, तो यू कैन मेक द चाट ऑन योर ओन। सो इट्स अ लिटिल डिफरेंट फ्रॉम यूजुअल। सो दिस इज डिफरेंट लंच टुडे। Dal, I think there should be dal. So there will be some dal also. There will be something on the side as well. But this is little चटपटा, थोड़ा अलग है आज. हाँ.
Now it was time for lunch. We went to the amazingly beautiful town of Titisee for that. It was picture perfect. Our lunch today was also very special. Apart from the usual Indian meal menu, we had chaat, dahi bada, black forest cake and many more things. After this, we proceeded towards Switzerland, one of the most beautiful alpine countries of Europe. Our first stop was at Lucerne, which is a small town just beside the Lake Lucerne. Apart from breathtaking views, Switzerland is known for its chocolates and watches. So it was time for some shopping. Now it was time for us to check into our hotel. It was located at a place named Kusnacht am Rigi and the hotel was just at the bank of Lake Lucerne. Today our dinner was at the hotel. The next day had an optional tour. While some people chose to go to Jungfrau, we opted for a quiet, lazy Sunday enjoying the Lake Lucerne.
Listen to the fever of the glitter, bomba. Listen to the tingle of the sweetest bomba. Second-hand, go get a drink of Peter's from. I got the highest strength, feeling like a fever, bomba. Welcome, in a teeter rocker. Screwy mooey, baby, in the scener chaka. All you have to know is that I just want to live. Check out the glitter pump, baby, we're on there.
Today, we proceeded towards Austria. But before that, we visited Liechtenstein, which is a tiny nation sandwiched between Switzerland and Austria. We stopped at Waders, which is the capital of Liechtenstein. This country has only 40,000 people, and in terms of the population, it is the fourth smallest country in Europe. In spite of being a very small country, Liechtenstein is one of the richest countries in terms of GDP per capita. The fact that it is a rich country can be well understood at any parking lot. It is hard to find any non-luxury car there. And there were a host of shops selling luxury brands. After having Indian lunch, we said goodbye to Liechtenstein and proceeded towards Austria. In Austria, our first stop was at Swarovski Kristallwelten. This is an experience center built by the crystal manufacturer Swarovski, located in Wattens, which is very close to the city Innsbruck. After the dazzling display of crystals, it was time to experience the old city charm of Innsbruck. The soaring mountains, fascinating history and vibrant atmosphere of this city is truly electrifying. There were some unexpected rains in Innsbruck. Thankfully, the weather was good at our next and the day's last destination, Axams.
मेरे को बोलती उनको क्या कंटिन्यू करो ना रास्ते का रास्ते
क्या अंताक्षरी क्यों
ए मम्मा रे मम्मा रे
हाँ
गाइए
जिया गा रही
हमसे
हो जाए या
हो जाए
ये मौसम रंगीन समा खैर दे जा
मेरा तेरा प्यार है तो फिर कैसा शर्माना दुख में जाऊं जाने जा मुझको.
As we proceeded towards Italy, temperature increased. And the landscape changed. We were driving from Austria to Italy, from Alps to Mediterranean, from the mountain to the sea. After having lunch in an Indian restaurant, we proceeded towards the Venice car parking area. From there, we took a boat to the St. Mark Square.
Church है, white church. It's dedicated to Mother Mary. In the earlier days, Venice was hit by a plague. So उस time people used to pray that the plague should be cured. सब लोग affect हुए थे बीमारी से, बहुत भयानक बीमारी है. And पानी जब होता है, बीमारियाँ जल्दी फैलती है. So they built this church, and it was like a prayer to Mother Mary that please cure the city of Venice. And it was a miracle कि ये church बनने के बाद the plague was cured after some time. So you see quite a few people are going in the church through that building. आप देख रहे हो क्रीम कलर, नीचे उनका डिजाइन बना हुआ है, एम्ब्रॉयडरी ऊपर होता है, बट ये उल्टा है, ये अलग आर्किटेक्चर है, बाइजेंटाइन आर्किटेक्चर. दिस इज कॉल्ड द डोजेस पैलेस. डोजेस पैलेस मतलब डोजे यहाँ के राजा थे, रूलर थे. यहाँ पे उनका काउंसिल बैठता था, मिनिस्टर्स बैठते थे, मीटिंग्स रखते थे. सो दे वुड डिसाइड ऑन द फ्यूचर ऑफ द सिटी. अभी तो ये म्यूजियम है, डोजेस पैलेस. देयर इज ग्रैंड स्टेयरकेस, कोर्टयार्ड, मिनिस्टर्स हॉल, बहुत बड़ी जगह है. नेक्स्ट बिल्डिंग व्हाइट में छोटा सा, दैट इज द प्रिजन, यहाँ का जेल है. डोजेस पैलेस और जेल के बीच में द ब्रिज ऑफ साइज है, वेरी फेमस ब्रिज, लाइमस्टोन ब्रिज. ये केवल एक ही लाइमस्टोन ब्रिज है इन ऑल ऑफ वेनिस. इट्स कॉल्ड अ ब्रिज ऑफ साइज बिकॉज जब एनीवन वाज पनिश्ड दे वुड गो टू द पैलेस. राजा उनको सबक देते थे एंड लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट देते थे.
It is hard not to be awestruck by the architectural opulence of St. Mark's Square. Most of the structures date back to several centuries and are excellent examples of Italo-Byzantine architecture. I went inside the famous St. Mark Basilica. Apart from the excellent architecture replete with golden mosaic works, this also offers the best view of the entire area from the first floor. After a long day, it was time to head towards Padua and check into our hotel. Today, dinner was served inside the boat. Today, our first stop was at Pisa. We went to the Piazza del Duomo, or Square of Miracles, which is a walled compound having 4 important religious structures. While most people immediately recognize the Leaning Tower of Pisa, this compound have 3 more beautiful structures: the Pisa Cathedral, the Pisa Baptistry and the Campanile. Outside the Pisa compound, there was a street market. Interesting thing about the market is that it is dominated by Bangladeshi sellers. It's famous with the tourists due to less pricing. After having lunch in an Indian restaurant, we proceeded towards Florence, which is often remembered as the crucible of Renaissance art and culture. It was a walking tour and we had a local guide.
No, it's, it's a very big church in Austria, They didn't have room, by the way. And as they've got the intention to build a big church, you can imagine, so when using I think what we have around is almost built before the cathedral, so we got a limit,
না এটা
And you had to walk around here, so this, because these are came from the back, otherwise we come here and you won't see, the church. Now you have this tension. This is it was built for almost 15,000 people. They can stand inside when we had the main celebration. Yeah? Yes, 15,000 standing, pushing them. Consider the fourth in the world in the St. Peter's Basilica, where you will go tomorrow, they can stand more than 15,000 people. Yeah? And the church is dedicated to the Virgin Mary. You can see on top of the front of the main gate, the Virgin with the Lily of Florence, and the name of this church is St. Mary of the Flower. Yeah, the flower is a symbol of the city. Left and right we had 12 apostles to the Bible. On top you can see statues, under the Lord, that is the one in the front. These are dedicated to some of the artists of the cathedral architecture, we can say the most important. We can, yes, on top, so reminding, the disposition is interesting. So people on top, in the middle we had the religion, and at the bottom we have 4 big statues, starting from the left and to the right, that are reminding us the history of the construction of the church. Yeah? More or less, the first two on the left, a Roman cardinal, the Bishop of Florence, they began the construction, blessing the first stone. They made only, all the stories, Isaac and the sacrifice. For the Christian, this is the starting point of the new religion, Muslim one. So Jewish, Christian, and Muslim. This is the division, by the way. In the middle, you can see red.
We now went to Piazza della Signoria, which is the city's main square and offers a rare glimpse of artistic heritage of the city. After this immersive day of art and architecture exploration, we headed back to the hotel. But there was a splash of unexpected rains before we could board the bus. And a rainbow as a bonus gift. Today, we visited Rome, which is one of the oldest cities in Europe. Our first stop was at Trevi Fountain, which is perhaps the most famous fountain in the city. Built in 1762, this fountain is an architectural marvel. It is said that if you throw coin in this fountain, you will visit Rome again. Needless to say, we tried our luck too. Our next stop was the Colosseum. Time immemorial, this has been the icon of the Roman Empire. However, for some reason I found this less gigantic than I imagined.
Entertainment.
We next went to Vatican City. The sheer magnitude and grandeur evokes awe and wonder. For centuries, this place has been a melting pot of history, art and religion. No wonder, people from all over the world visit this place. It is estimated that around 5 million people visit Vatican every year. St. Peter's Square has a total of 140 statues which are placed on top of the giant columns which are called colonnades. These colonnades encircle the St. Peter Square. This is the famous Vatican obelisk. It was originally taken by Emperor Caligula from Heliopolis in Egypt almost 2000 years ago. So this is a part of Egypt just at the middle of Vatican. I was fortunate to witness a change of Swiss Guard. Paper Swiss Guards can be seen everywhere in Vatican. Their sole objective is to protect the Pope at any cost. As the name suggests, Swiss Guards are recruited only from Switzerland. To qualify for this, the person must be an unmarried male of at least 5 feet 8 inches height and less than 30 years old.